University of San Diego and the University of Tulsa. We've had some exciting finishes in today's races, and without regard to whether your loved one is in an exciting finish or not, a beautiful DVD is available for each individual race about an hour after the race has been completed. You can pick up the DVD available at the merchandise tent here at the San Diego Crew Classic. They're $14.99 and an opportunity to have a wonderful keepsake of this, the 2011 San Diego Crew Classic. A DVD of each individual race is available at the merchandise tent about an hour after the race is completed.
A result of event number 10, the Women's Jessup Whittier Cup heat number 2, the second heat. First, Stanford. Second, Washington. Third, Wisconsin. Those will be the crews that move through to the grand final to mix it up with USC, Cal, and Washington State. Fourth, Oklahoma. Fifth, Oregon State. And sixth, Purdue.
At the starting line, event number 12, Women's Collegiate Varsity 4 plus Coxswain, Heat B, Lane 1, University of Southern California. Lane 2, Oregon State University. Lane 3, University of Iowa. Lane 4, the University of Tulsa. Lane 5, University of Alabama. And in Lane 6, Bates College. The aligner's flag is up. All coxswain's hands are down. The flag is up. And we have a start. All crews away without incident. Your early leader, University of Southern California in lane 1. Very sharp and crisp, pushing out to a boat length advantage. Second position is in lane 4, University of Tulsa. Third, the Crimson Tide from Alabama. Then back inside, lane 3 is Oregon State University and University of Iowa. But USC now with open water at 250 meters into the race. It's going to be quite a battle for second and third. Right now, the trailing crew is Bates College in lane 6. Trojans now with a length of open water over the next competitor. That's the crew from the University of Tulsa in lane 4. Lane 3, University of Iowa, challenges for that second spot. Oregon State is in the 4th position. Then Alabama and Bates College trails. So 500 meters into the race, USC with open water. 2nd, 3rd, 4th positions, really too close to call. 5th is the University of Alabama, and 6th, Bates College.
Once again, checking our lane assignments, it is the University of Southern California, USC, off to a great start, according to our start line official or announcer, Jim Jorgensen. And they have a lead in that the Women's Collegiate 4+. This is the second heat. 3 will move forward. In second spot, or check that, in second lane is Oregon State University. Lane number 3, University of Iowa. It is Tulsa University in the second position. They are stroking out of lane number 4. In lane number 5 is University of Alabama, and Bates University, check that, Bates College is in lane number 6.
in this race, the University of Southern California. This wouldn't be the same crew, but the equivalent crew last year from the University of Southern California, their women's 4, finished 4th at the NCAA Championships. Crew in lane 4 is the University of Tulsa A boat. Their B boat was in the previous race. No early season form from a lot of these crews. Even so, if there were even early season form, it would be difficult to tell whether or not the same people are sitting in the boats this time compared to previous races, because of the seat racing and selection which a lot of collegiate coaches are going through at this time of the year.
Well, that's one of the positive things that the San Diego Crew Classic offers early in the season, an opportunity for their coaches to see under relatively strong competition how their crews and their makeup is going to react to future races. University of Southern California, USC, really got off to a great start, according to Jim Jorgensen, and they are currently in the lead. They're in lane number 1 along the shoreline. They actually have open water. Now it's pretty tight looking back along the other 3 positions. Looking at Tulsa, check that in lane 3, it appears to be University of Iowa has gotten past Tulsa, and then Oregon State University on the far outside. It is Alabama and Bates College.
He says we're in the third 500 at the moment. This is the most difficult part of the race for all crews. USC look like they're pushing on strongly and have established a commanding lead in this race. When a crew gets that sort of lead in a race, they're not going to come down and follow the race plan as if they were in a tight race. They're going to sit back, they're going to power the strokes away, they're going to bring the stroke rating down a little bit and just maintain their safe qualifying position and expend as little energy to make sure that they command the race for the rest of the race course and qualify through to the final. But that's not the case for the other crews. They're still duking it out for that second and third qualifying spots. And it appears as though it's the University of Iowa who may have been challenged successfully by Oregon State University in lane number 2. And Oregon State University may have moved past the University of Iowa, who's still maintaining a distance over the crews from Tulsa, their A boat, the University of Alabama, and Bates, who trail the race at the moment.
Alabama has begun to make a slight move up on the outside and has begun to join in the argument between Oregon State, Iowa, and the University of Tulsa. Bates College is trailing, and with a substantial lead is the University of Southern California, USC, on the shoreline here. Oregon State University, outside shoulder, Iowa. Their outside shoulder would be Tulsa, and Alabama beginning to close some ground on the outside.
Interesting thing to see here, Alan, will be to see whether or not Tulsa and Alabama can push on to that third qualifying position currently occupied by Iowa. Of the two, I'd give the better chance of doing it to Tulsa at the moment, who seem to be putting down some strong strokes, trying to get back on level terms with Iowa. But Iowa are locked in a duel for second spot with Oregon State, so the intensity of that may see them safely through to the finish line.
USC on the shoreline on a substantial lead, and then it goes second, third, fourth, and fifth in the same lane assignments with Oregon State, Iowa, Tulsa, Alabama, and trailing back open water is Bates College. This is USC. Oregon State beginning to open up some water. Iowa will be served well if they can hang on to this almost open water lead over the University of Tulsa B crew. And then fading, Alabama made an opportunity, had an opportunity there. The Tulsa crew A is currently in that third position. Check that Iowa's in that third position. So back up front, it is USC, apparently our winner, followed by Oregon State University. Then Iowa fighting off a challenge by the Tulsa B boat. And outside, Alabama made a run at everybody at about 500 meters to go, but were unable to sustain the charge, and looks like they'll wind up in fifth, followed by Bates College in that final position. Once again, our unofficial finish, University of Southern California, USC, got off to a great start and went wire to wire in this, the second of the women's collegiate 4+ heats, followed by Oregon State, University of Iowa, University of Tulsa A crew, University of Alabama, and Bates College.
We have a result from the first heat of the women's collegiate 4s. First, UCLA. Second, Stanford. Third, Oklahoma. Fourth, University of Southern California. Fifth, University of San Diego.
And we have a start for event number 13, Women's Collegiate D2, D3 Club, Heat A. Lane 1, UC San Diego. Lane 2, Orange Coast College. Lane 3, UC Davis. Lane 4, Long Beach State. Lane 5, Chetney University. And in lane 6, UC Santa Barbara. Just past the breakage